Welcome to. Ew, no, I can't. I was gonna do like an operatic, kind of like pent up confidence, and I just no. Icked me out. It really icked me out. This music, the intro music, icks me out every single time, but I just do it because I kind of feel like it's the thing now. Like, I know for weeks I've been saying I'm not gonna do it. Okay, enough about the music. You probably have me up about that way too much. Slightly terrified right now. I'm gonna listen back to this and go, holy fucking moly. You can hear every little saliva cell in my mouth moving because of my new microphone setup. So, no, actually, wait, how are you? How are you first? How's your day going? Has your afternoon delivered? What's the verdict? Are we driving to work? Are we going out to school? Love that for you. It's currently 8:30. I think it's 8:30. No, it's 9. Now it's 9 o'clock. And I go home from school today. It's my last day of school. I've got school formal tomorrow, but technically it's like my last day. Hence why you have not heard from me from a hot minute. And I'm so sorry. Like, genuinely, I have missed this so much, but school has just been a little bit of an old ball and chain, if you will. And I've just been chained to my textbooks. Or if I'm not chained to my textbooks, I'm chained to the game Watermelon, you know, that one on my phone, because like I'm just procrastinating anything and everything. So yep. But today I've moved the setup to the floor, and I feel like this is the type of combo we're going to hear about on Jimmy Fallon's, is it the Tonight Show or the Late Show? Not so really gonna get me on the show, but in like 10 years or so he'll be like, wow, so tell me like about the origins of how, you know, your podcast and your career came to be the huge success that we all know and love today. And I'll be like, well, Jimmy, it was really humble. Y'all. And basically I started recording my podcast. If you'd even call that at the time. I think it was just my mama that listened. But it was also my mama. Forrest Gump needs next to the chat. It was my mama's washing basket that was used. Yeah, my mom's washing basket, that was used to prop up my little tray table that I got from Amazon. And I also had like a little laptop stand, and it was all stacked up just so the microphone could actually reach my mouth. Yeah, so it was a humble beginning, that's for sure. And he'd be like, oh my god, like, that's crazy. What? I had no idea. That were really, I don't know how good those American accents were. I can do like a bit of a British accent, if you will, like Love Island, who is she? Oh my god, I literally have a bit of a comfy impression. It's kind of to do with Love Island. Oh, I'll get to them. But yeah, so I'm filming. It's like a crusty, dusty washing basket from outside that had all my clothes in it, and I was trying to find anything and everything to prop up this microphone because I'm like, I'm gonna move it to the floor. As you heard last week, it was so unstable, like everything just kept falling over and dropping. So I was like, perfect, the floor, that's safe. Oh, I just realized in this video recording, you can see all the shit that I'm hiding. I'm showing you now. Showing you a full, because I've got my laptop. Yeah, it was on a spinning chair. It was on my desk chair, propped up, so my audience could actually see my background, and it wasn't like getting weird, and I wasn't like sitting hunched in my bed. Yeah, no, that is what's happening. I honestly would say go look on the YouTube, but I don't know if my potty eps are uploading to the YouTube, and school has been so busy. And like, when I say so busy, I'm not saying that I'm studying 24/7. It's more like I felt guilty to do anything that wasn't studying, so the potty felt like, you know, a little bit illegal. But we're back, and I'm so excited, and I have, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited. Oh wait, no, quickly, sorry. I will literally been procrastinating to film this episode all afternoon, because I got home from school and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. ADHD meds were full swinging, and I was like, yep. And then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like eat some food and watch a bit of a movie first, just like chill out. And then the ADHD meds were off, and now it's 9 p.m. and I was like, cool. Like an hour ago, I was like, great, my family's out of the house, it's quiet, I won't feel like embarrassed just talking to myself. I'm getting less so embarrassed, but like, anyway, then they actually just got home as I started recording, and so now it's a quiet house with just me yapping away in my bedroom. But that's fine. No, that's okay. So yeah, fun fact, guys, my mom just came home from an appointment, and she had to drive like an hour and a half, or maybe that's an exaggeration. I know mom's listening to this right now. She's like, it was 40 minutes. It was a bit of a hike. It's a hike. And it wasn't even on her little training, like, okay, no, I can just say it. It's not that scary. It's not privacy. Like, she was trying to train my dog to be a therapy dog, and she got to the training and it was closed. And she didn't check the fact that it wasn't open. So they just got home and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's fine. No, that's fine. Anyways, so yeah, we're on the floor today. I thought it was going to be a bit more of an easier setup, but honestly, it's still like, it's definitely better. I feel like it's less wobbly than my bed, but like, it's a humble beginning. It's a humble beginning, y'all. And the fact is, I don't even post my podcast anywhere. I just yap. I think like 8 people listen maybe once a week. Okay, comfy confessions. Let's get into them because fucking holy moly, it is a comfy confession if ever I've heard one. This is really only truly something that my mother and ChatGPT are aware of. So it's really comfy confessions, but it happened last night and I was like, fuck, that's a good comfy confession. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, I did that too. Okay, so let me set the scene. Let me set the scene for you. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put my phone on charge because I actually have a bit of a plan today for the potty. I wrote stuff out about what we're gonna talk about, so it's not gonna be quite as like, I'll take you to Timbuktu and back. Okay, anyway, so basically, yesterday I had 3 practice exams back to back at school, like 20-minute break in between, and it was brutal. My brain was fried. My ADHD meds ran out halfway through 2 of the exams. I was honestly just sitting there being like, what is the point? Like, why am I here? This is just not, like, I'm just bored. I'm done. Anyway, got home. I was just feeling I was felt guilty because like I didn't really study for them, but we weren't really like had to. Like it was kind of just, well, I mean, we didn't have like a study day or anything. It was kind of just like a practice exam. Anyway, so I felt guilty about like a range of things. Like I was just ultra sensitive. PMDD was in full swing. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Go look it up because some of your loved ones may be struggling. Anyway, she was in full swing, and all I wanted to do was just like go relax with my mum and my sister and my dad and just like watch Love Island and just like chill. And then I watched What to Expect When You're Expecting. Love that movie. So good. All the actors, honestly, such A-listers, but like they were like all really good. You know, when like there's an A-lister movie and you're like, Mother's Day, sorry to the Mother's Day fans out there, but I watched it and I was like, like it was just kind of like so many A-listers and not a lot, like, yeah. Anyways, good movie. And I was like, okay, like gratitude that like I'm not pregnant. And I'm like, if you know the movie, Elizabeth Taylor's character, and she's like pregnant, she's just over being pregnant. I was like, okay, well, it's better than being like in the middle of an exam and like I can actually walk out, but on a baby you can't, you know? That was my perspective. Anyway, I went to like finish my movie, yada yada. I'll spare you all the details of like the evening, but I think I just sat down with my dinner and this is how emotional I was. This is like also my comfy confession list. My mum bought me like these little cakey, gluten-free brownie type, just everything dietary friendly to myself, and I literally got like teary. I was like, that's so sweet of her. So you can get a picture of like where the emotions were at. And I really, looking back, because I'm like way healthier today and like my brain's a lot clearer, I actually don't think anything can really happen, but I just felt like my sister was mad at me and I don't know why. I just kind of was like so sensitive to anything, right? Like I was crying over brownies, like hello. Not even like freshly baked brownies, like we're talking about a frozen cake. Anyway, and so I texted my mum and so we're watching Alone, that show where it's like, you know, people go and like live out in the wilderness for a few days. So we're watching Alone, which is like those people that like go live alone in the wilderness for like however many days they can survive. And honestly, it was giving year 12. It was giving kind of depressed. Sorry, it was just like not really the vibe of what I've been craving all day. So I didn't want to like ask in front of my sister, can we change it? Because I didn't want to be like rude if she'd put it on and be like, okay, this is like depresso. So I texted my mum and she was like, yeah, like I'd say we can change it. I was like, cool. And then I nearly even texted my sister when I was trying to text my mum being like, hey, like, can we change it? I was like, oh, thank God I didn't do that because I've done that one too many times with different people and it's pretty painful. Anyway, when you text like the wrong person about them. Anyways. So then I can't remember what we were talking about, but somehow something else happened and I just felt like my sister was mad at me. So I texted my mum being like, hey, like, have I done something to upset her? Like, I don't know what I've done. And I sent it to my sister. I sent that to my sister and I literally felt my vision closing in. I felt like my eyes go dark. Like I've never felt quite so mortified. I want to dig myself under the carpet, like very much so. And I just burst into a billion tears and I was just so sorry. I felt awful because no one really wants to hear that you think they're mad at you, but they didn't mean, they were talking like not behind your back in a toxic way, but like to someone else. Like it's just yuck. It's just yuck. And if you've done that, I feel you so bad. And the worst part is that I nearly did it 2 texts ago. And so I was like aware and I was like, don't do it. And then I looked up after I hit send and it said my sister's name and not my mom, and I was like, oh, okay, my time has come. My time has come. No, that's okay. So then naturally, as the unstable little emotional year 12 teen girl that I was, I went and locked myself in my bedroom and just had to watch, what was it? Oh my God, what is it called? My Place or Your Place with Reese Witherspoon and the guy, I can't remember his name, but he's in like every 2000 rom-com. And it calmed me down and I felt a lot better. And I was like, okay, that wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a very dark moment. It was just not great. And PMDD was in full swing, like, you are the worst. You were the worst human to exist. Like, how dare you? How dare you talk about someone while they're sitting right there to someone else? Like, yes, it does not sound great, but I wasn't like, she's a fucking ugly fucking bitch. Like, no, I literally just said, like, I feel like I've upset her. So anyway, survive that. To give you my other comfy confessions. Oh, and then, okay, so then once I calmed down and everyone had gone to bed, because I just, like, you know, when you like had a fight, or not a fight, but you just feel like you need alone time, but everyone's still out there, but like you want to go get a drink of water or something. So I had to like wait for people to go to bed, and then I went to go get one of my snacks from the pantry. And I saw that my mum put cookies, my little gluten-free cookies that she also bought me, in a Ziploc bag, and I started crying because I just thought it was so sweet and thoughtful that she didn't want my gluten-free cookies to go stale. And as I'm saying this out loud, I'm really understanding how much my hormones were in play there. Like, I cried over a Ziploc bag and a cookie. So yeah, okay. My second little comfy confession of the week is, honestly, it's really bad, but it's very related to this podcast. And don't worry, we're about to get into the story. I'm not gonna just yap. I gave you not much story last year. Like, last year basically felt like that last ep. Like, it was minimal. But I found myself, like, it's that time of year. It just feels like that time of year when I start to go, you know what? No, actually, not just the time of year, but like with year 12 and like all the stress and the pressure and demand and the shitty feelings, I was like, fuck, I would love to be dragged through a hell of a situationship right now. Because, no, hear me out, when you're in a really fucking shitty situationship, your dopamine is like them replying, but also when they don't reply, that feels like the worst thing. So everything else is kind of easier. So bad. It's so bad. And oh my God, the way that this got unveiled in me, which is so bad, and oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna do it. It's almost part of the story today. Well, last week, I don't know if you remember, I said, I was editing it and I was like, who the fuck was I talking about? I said that when I was at the club where I have my little summer holiday, and I texted the club ringer from Instagram and I was like, hey, like, come on down. He's like, no, I'm at a party or something. Like, did I tell you guys that? I think I did. No, I did, because I edited it back and I was like, what the fuck was I talking about? And I said I also texted this other guy that also lived down there, but here's a long story. I will save him for another ep. But let's just say I had not heard from this gentleman in, I think, a good 8 months. I even reached out when we were down at the holiday place. I need to give it like a good fake name. Let's just call it Hawaii. It's not Hawaii, but Hawaii. When I was like in Hawaii, if I do this as a TikTok short, it's going to be very confusing. Anyway, in Hawaii, he also lived in Hawaii, and so I messaged him being like, hey, like, I'm here, like, do you want to hang out? I got left unopened and left undelivered. And then tell me why this man was calling me 8 months later. 8 months later, when I was so happy 2 nights before, going, thank fuck I've got no toxic, not even, he wasn't toxic. We weren't, like I said, he's a long story, but he's genuinely a very long story. After the summer series, because guys, he didn't say yes to hanging out in the club, so he can't be part of the summer series, you know? So oh, my foot's going numb. Hold up, and got like one leg crossed. Oh, I can't feel it. I'm gonna knock my mic over. Oh my God, I actually cannot feel it. I don't have a foot right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't have a foot. I've never felt my foot go that numb. Whoa. Now I just have my little legs like kind of wrapped around this laundry basket. Okay. Anyway, and I was just thinking about like how wonderful and free and just like I felt sober. I felt sober from the toxic like need for validation-y kind of like boy drug, if you will, that I'd been, not need for validation even, it was more just like that entertainment. And like, because the summer series started in like November last year and she ended like April this year maybe, or maybe March. Anyway, you'll hear about it, don't worry. It was like a good 5 months of just solid, 5 months? November, December, January. Yeah, 5 months of solid, just like someone, like a new person every week, as you're starting to hear. So that was really hard to like kind of stop that little cycle, but I feel like I finally have, and I'm just so like chill with myself. And then this dude randomly called me and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Anyways, fun. Okay, that's, oh, and also if you care, that red bit of plastic that's sitting on my bathroom floor has not been moved. Yeah, Okay, that's all my comfy confessions. Let's jump into the nittiest grittiest. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, I actually can't move my foot without getting any like shivers up my leg. I don't like this. My foot's still numb. Okay, so where did we leave off last week? I'm pretty sure the CLAPPED Ranga from Insta had just, he just asked me to come over to his house at like 2 a.m. And I was like, I think absolutely not. Also, did I catfish you last time? Did I catfish you by saying I finally had a boyfriend? Did you have a giggle? I hope you did. And also, what about I went over to a man's house at 2 a.m.? No. Your girl does have some common sense. No, I actually don't even think I've got the balls to do that. Like, I don't think I'm that person that could just rock up at someone's house randomly that I've never met. My mom's gonna be probably quite glad hearing this. And just be like, hey, like, no. I'd have to be like literally in Hawaii on some like tropical island and they're like in the same hotel. You know, I don't want, that's not how I want to go out. Like, can you imagine the news article? Like, 17-year-old girl gets kidnapped walking main road on a trek to a drunk teenage boy's house. Like, yoik, that's pretty bad. Okay, so anyway, next morning, we're getting into the story now, finally. So next morning, I was at like this little cafe that like is along the main, okay, so how do I describe this? Where I have my little house in Hawaii, there's like a huge main road that was probably like 5 kilometers long that I would have had to have walked. And then there was like probably a few side streets and stuff to get to this dude's house. So anyway, we were at a cafe the next morning and it was on the main road. So it like wasn't, that is the route to this guy's house. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't far from where he is. So my clever little brain was like, I'm just gonna stop and picture the cafe, like get a convo going, because like I don't think we talked. And he's like, oh my god, he replied, you know, it's not even that deep. Anyway, he replied and he was like, oh my god, like I love that place, like we go there all the time, something. Okay, wait, I'm going to find like the saved chats with the CLAPPED Ranga. And okay, so I got to, cut that. I got to Hawaii on the 3rd of January. So then we talked the night, trust me, dates are important here. We've got 1 month of January and we had 5 characters. Okay, dates are important. Also dates are important to suss. Oh no, dates are also hello. And dates are important to suss out, people. Oh my god, I have got a killer episode coming for you. Maybe after this one, actually. So yeah, 4th of Jan, I like snapped a little cheeky picture of the cafe. Then what happened? I went to the beach, pretty sure, snapped some little cute pics on the beach, and probably the CLAPPED Ranga saved them in chat. And I was like, oh, like, okay. I just found the funniest thing. You'll find out later, but that's a bit of a jump scare scrolling through my camera roll. Okay, found the saved chats. So apparently on the 24th of December, we did have a convo, and I posted a story because yes, I was trying to get Mr. Techlease's attention. Please, let's not talk about it. You just have to laugh. Oh, turns out I left him undelivered for like a whole chunk of December. That's why we didn't talk. Gotcha. Yep. So he replied to the story and he was like, story was hot, by the way. And I was like, thank you. Wait until you see the town though, because I was about to go to the beach. Okay. So apparently I didn't send him oh my god, my parents keep talking outside my room. Just go away. Let's just take that from the top. I don't know. Okay, so found the chats with the CLAPPED Ranga from Insta. I think I did give him a human name, but that's just his name from now. So, okay, that's just the chats we had the night before. It honestly wasn't anything that juicy. It was just about like the weather and stuff. No, that's PM. They asked me to come to a music festival. I was like, it's not really my type of music, because it wasn't. Then I went for a morning run and a swim. Who was that girl? It was literally like, I think it was 5. I woke up at 6:30 and I was like, no, I know this sounds so you girl. Full of energy because my little ADHD med just kicked in, and I was like, I just need to go for a run. And I went for a run and it was gorgeous, and it sounds so tragic to say, little did I know it was one of my last runs for a good while, because then I got pelvic nerve floor damage, yada yada, and now I'm forbidden to exercise till I'm better. Yeah, no, it's great. Because like if I tense my muscles, it's just gonna make the nerves angrier because they're very tense. So anyway, I was like on my little morning run, and I sent him like a little video, and I was like, oh my god, like running to your place, whatever, or like, can I come over? It was just a joke. He goes, yes. And I was like, I wasn't expecting the action, so I was taking the piss. I'm just on a run and a swim. Boring. I said the weather's not great. He said it is warm. Then it was warm. Then, oh my god, there's a voice memo. That's right, I heard his voice and I was like, okay, someone's not so clapped. By the way, I didn't think they were clapped after like, well, since I registered that they were hot, but their name was already that. So anyway, then I just sent some like cute little pictures at the beach, and he was like frothing. And then, okay, we have some juice tea. So, oh my god, wait, was this the day? Oh my god, this was the day. Okay, so apparently nothing really happened in between the day that I got to Hawaii's eking me out. I don't like that. We're just gonna have to say beach. Let's just do beach. Okay. I'm dropping Hawaii. Hawaii's like too long to say. We're just gonna say beach. So the day like I got to the beach, we had that little convo, and he was like, come over, and I was like, no. Then the next morning I went for my little run. I literally went for like a full swim, full run moment. I was like, who is she? No, I already did that. It's gonna be yucky to edit. No, it's fine. So then we talked a little bit. Yes, okay, I know where I am up to. See, it's just so much happened in such a short amount of time, so it's very hard to keep track of it all. So basically, yep, went to the beach. Not much chats, I think, that night when he like was like, oh my god, like that was hot or whatever. Then next day at the beach, and I'm like, this guy's actually kind of nice. I already showed a picture of my sister, and she's like, okay, he's cute. And I was like, yeah, like he's quite pretty, like I don't know. And he was like he was matching the vibes. And I was like, okay, like kind of cute, lol. Like not kind of cute, lol, as in like he's cute, like this could be cute, you know? And he was just like very sweet, and he was funny, and he was like interesting and like fun to talk to. So I'm lying at the beach the next day. Okay, so this is like day 3 of us talking, maybe like, hey, I'm at the beach. Okay, so I'm sitting on the beach minding my own business. I'm like, wow, like to think that like, and I, mind you, completely tech fleas, Mr. Tree Surfing Man left in the dust. I was like, like, why did I even care about the fuck they left me on open? Like, this dude is so nice. Minding my own business, snapping this Ranga, having a great time. Who snaps me? Yep, who snapped me after 5 days of being left unopened? Yes, it was Mr. Tech Fleece. It was. And I was like, what the actual fuck, universe? Like, no, because the second I start to feel like, you know what? Why would I even care? I don't need them. I didn't even like them. Like, I was just like, no. I think potentially I looked at my phone, saw the snap from Mr. Tech Fleece, and I was like, fuck off, go away. 20 seconds later, these two are a duo. I don't know how this keeps happening. Mr. Tree Surfing Man starts chiming in. And I'm like, you're too late, boys. You're too late. So be really proud of me, guys. I'm proud of me. Okay, wait, no. Yeah, I left Mr. Tech Fleece undelivered. I'm like, I'm not opening that. Just go away. I did reply back to Tree Surfing Man because turns out they were actually a BTV. So like, you don't have a lot of service. It's okay if you didn't reply, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, you can't. Whereas I know for a fact that Mr. Tech Fleece was not away. Okay, so then I'm like snapping Ranga because I'm like, ew, go away, techies, like, and Tree Surfer, like, no one wants you. And he sends me a snap in chat and goes, baddie, you surfing today? And I like laughed at baddie, and I was like, nah, it's been a day, lol. Oh my god, that's right. Okay, so earlier this morning, completely forgot. I forgot all about this. So after my little run, I went for a run on the first night that I got to the beach, and I bought these new running shoes, and I was so excited to wear them because they were like squishy and running shoes, and I always just run in my New Balance, but they were a little bit too small, and I was like, fuck, like, I can't run in these, can I? So I wore on that little 5k run in the morning my Nike Pegasuses. You should not run in them. My feet have probably never been quite so sore, like actually agony. So the next day I found a shoe shop that was like probably 40 minutes away from the beach, and I begged my parents to take me, and it was all fine. So we head on down, and then I had to drive back, and I had probably only like 40, 50 hours of driving. I'm nearly like 100 now. So, I'm over 100 now. So like big diff. And it was just such a stressful drive back, and I was so emotional. PMDD was kicking in, and I was just like, nah. And I got home, and I could not stop crying. Like, genuinely, it felt painful. Very painful for how much I was crying. I was like, I cannot deal. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take myself down to the beach and relax. It's so funny because it's saved in chat snap where I'm like looking cute and I'm like smiling and like at the beach and I like got my sunnies on. I look so like, it's so funny to me because like, that's all I remember. But the morning was awful. So he's like, you surfing today? I'm like, nah, it's been a day, lol. But probably tomorrow morning, depending on the swell and stuff. Yeah, okay, let me know. I'll come, maybe. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I don't really have my license. Like, is babe just about to come on my little morning family surf? Like, that's just giving no, thank you. No, thank you so much. Because obviously, if you've never had a boyfriend, and it's not like I'm just always like around dates and my parents have met 100 boys. Like, no, I've never brought a boy that I'm interested into my bedroom. That's a lol moment, but it's very true. It's very true. So I wasn't about to be like, yep, hi, yeah, that's the clap rang from Insta, everyone, say hi. Yeah, so we're just gonna go, like, just no. With the parents walking the dog, like, I'm also not the best surfer. Like, I love surfing and I surf, but I'm not necessarily like a surfer, you know? Whereas this dude literally does surf lessons for a job. So yeah. Then his snap was, where was my invite? And I was like so confused what he meant. I thought he meant to come surfing. And I was like, haha, babes, we're in such different leagues of surfing. It's actually hilarious. He goes, ha ha ha. Oh, stop it. Ha ha ha. Not again. Ha ha. Okay, fine then. I'm open to other suggestions though, but I'll let you know if me and my sister go by ourselves. Brackets, just chill. Okay, sweet. Is she older or younger? Older, 20. Do you have sibs? Then my phone died. Gotcha. So I got home and sent that. Giggle, giggle. Then I snapped a picture. Okay, this is gonna make me feel bad. No, it's not embarrassing. It's fine. It's fine. It's like just manipulating teenage boys' brains. Okay. Or I just feel uncomfortable that my mom and her best friend are listening, but it's fine. It's not that bad. So mom will actually laugh because you'll know what I mean. It's very funny. So I got home from my little swim. Sorry, this is so funny. I wasn't swimming. I wasn't like, doing laps. It's like a bay. Like I was really just sitting on the beach, tanning, snapping boys, leaving boys undelivered that had ghosted me. I was like, nah. Anyway, so I was like gonna go for a run and I was getting changed and the neighbors opposite me were on the balcony. And I was like, it was still daylight, so you could see through the blind. And I've got a snap save and chat here that says, well, let's hope my blind does its job. Otherwise, my neighbors are getting a show for free. And I've got 2 arrows pointed at the neighbors on the balcony because, like, my window's upstairs, their balcony's upstairs. Where, like, it feels like I could almost reach out and touch them. There's a fence and there's a tree that's, like, below the balcony level. So like if I had my window up and I was standing there nude, they could absolutely see me. But the clear blind was down. Mind you, the sun was setting, so it was like sunset. Then, okay, I got really confused by the time snaps. So I sent that snap. Then I went for my little run. I came back. I was like getting changed. And I just took off my sports bra. I think I was still in my leggings or my little shorts. And then I was like, fuck, where is my pajama? Not my pajama top. I wasn't, sorry. I just know a lot of people like, ew, you were like all sweaty and you're like looking for your pajama top while you were like sweaty. No. I was like looking for a t-shirt. I had my hands on my hips and I was just like standing around my room. Mind you, as I said, the bra was off. The bra was off and it is now dark. Okay. This is so funny. Look, I'm a smart cookie. I was going to say I'm not the smartest cookie in the box. I'm a smart cookie, but I don't live in the suburbs where privacy is a thing. No. Yes, I live in the country where privacy is not a thing. Like, if the worst thing that could happen when I'm getting changed is a kangaroo sees me. Country girl, swing your partner. Sorry, icked out. So, like, yeah, I'm not used to having sheer blinds. And I was like, oh no, like, it's down, it's fine. Like, my blind was down. Like, I couldn't see through it. Setting my hips, looking for my top, and then I'm like, oh, fuck. Just because I can't see them doesn't mean they can't see me. I had not put down like the actual thick blockout blind. So it's sheer, and as you know, when you shine a torch in a room with a sheer curtain, you can see it. You can see it. Like, that's for daytime only. So pretty sure I must have sent Ranga another snap being like, well, I actually did just give them a show. And he was like, what was the show? And I was like, me accidentally flashing them because don't worry, it's just too many ha ha ha's. I just can't. No, hang on. What was the show? Me flashing them ha 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 on accident, obvi. Yeah, totally. And I was like, I'm sensing a sarcastic tone. He was like, nah. I mean, if they were there, would have had the blind down. I mean, if I were there, you would have had the blind down. Oh, yes. Sorry. I did not pick up on what this man was saying, which is like, actually, I still don't know what he was saying. I was just trying to say, like, I think it's like him saying if he was my neighbor. No, because that's what. So I also a bit of a slut with my snaps. Not really, because it's just words. It wasn't like actually flashing anyone on Snapchat. Just the neighbors, mind you. And I think I sent the same snaps to Mr. Tree Saving Man. And he said, he was just like, I wish I was your neighbor. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I'm not kidding. No. What am I saying? But the thing is, like, I couldn't be upset about it wasn't creepy, but like, because, you know, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I knew what images I was putting into these boys' heads. Look, I mean, but it sounds like, oh my god, like, lol, I accidentally just like flashed my neighbors, but like, you say flashed, what someone's gonna come, like, what images are gonna pop into their mind, you know? Which honestly, way better than sending an actual pic. ... Like, that's way safer. Like, you say flash, you know where a teenage boy is gonna go, brain's gonna go. Like, it was just like a bit of a lull. Also, like, I find it really funny. I find it so funny to say the most rogue things ever, but I know that there's a very logical reason, explanation. I can't even think of an example that I've done, but say something like, a guy's got a picture of a sausage dog on his profile picture, and you're like, I'm just here for the sausage. He's gonna be like, what the actual fuck? Like, okay. And you're like, what the fuck where did your brain go? Like, I mean the sausage dog. But like, you're not actually there for the sausage, you're just saying that to like, it's just amusing to me because I think that they've got the dirtiest mind ever, but you planted that little seed there. You know what I mean? I can't believe I just admitted that on a podcast. Anyway. But I couldn't be bummed because, like, I knew what I was doing. I knew where I was getting his brain to go. You know. Anyway, so then I still don't know what Ranga meant, though. Anyway, so he's like, I mean, if I were there, would you have... Dude, I think I've read this probably, like, 20 times now, and every time I've read it differently. I mean, if I were there, would you have had the blind down? No, would you have the blind down? Okay, now I understand. Okay, he was asking, like, would I flash him? Well, if I flashed Graham and Shirley next door... You know, anyone's possible. No, but the thing is that, like, I just didn't pick up on his little tone. I didn't realize that was flirty, so I just said I did, ! And I'm like, well, it works when it's light, but not when it's got dark. And they never have their blinds open. And it took me a second to register because I can't see them doesn't mean they can't see all of me. Caps, crying face, dead face. Yeah, but like, oh well. Would have been a good sign, like, haha, what are you implying? That it would have been a good sign? Oh yeah, it would have been sad I missed it. Yeah, fair, you should be, haha, love the confidence. Well, babes, we now have a podcast called Pent Up Confidence. Also, like, I don't know why, I feel like I'm a 14-year-old reading these out. I am 18, like, it easily, like, it's not that rogue at all, but it just feels rogue for me. Love that confidence. Oh, here we go, guys. This is like, remember this for later. Probably for next episode, because it's now, what time is it? Oh my god. Nearly been recording for an hour. So he was like, haha, love the confidence. And I'm like, oh, I'm known for that. He goes, oh my, ha ha ha. Like, what? And he's like, nah, it's just funny. And I'm like, ha ha ha. Ew, stop the ha's. How lol. You got a lot to be confident about. Right. Thank you. I thought you meant a bit. Okay. Obviously, we didn't save the typo because he would have said, you got a bit to be confident about. I hate all the typos. So I was like, how lol? And he goes, you got a lot to be confident about. I was like, oh, right. Okay. Thank you. I thought you meant quotations a bit. And he's like, no. And I was like, and then he replied, we were like, oh, this is like minutes apart. Like, we were both in that little chat just chatting away. Mind you, Madeline, I'm going to tell your story just quickly. Mum, I don't think she knew I was actually, I think, oh yeah, I was also, I think, sending videos telling my mum about the flashing, sending them to him because I felt comfortable enough. Like, he felt like not like friendly. Ew, that sounds creepy, but like a friend that like we potentially had like a bit of flirty interest in. Like, he was like chill, you know? Anyway, And I told my mom, and she was like, oh my God, the neighbors are going to think we're like freaks, because she did the exact same thing earlier that day, and she was getting changed and she had the blind open because, like I said, we don't live close to people where you constantly have to be like private. And she was standing there pretty much mother like daughter looking for her top, and they were out on the balcony and the windows, like the blinds were open and there was daylight, so it wasn't just like, oh, and that's right, so after the blind was down, I shut it as fast as humanly possible, put my top on, and then peeked through, and they're watching a movie with their blinds open. They never usually had their blinds open, they were always shut upstairs, and some people were like sitting in table chairs facing the TV, but if anyone looked slightly sideways, they would have just seen me and my full show. So yeah, be careful, guys. Okay, sorry, back to the confidence, pent-up confidence. So yeah, you're a lot confident. And he was like, no, like a lot. And I was like, oh, okay, are you a fairly confident person, or like couldn't get my reply in because this is 11:37, like this is all in 1 minute. Yeah, I'd say I am. That's good. Yeah, how tall are you? Don't lie. Me. Like, he goes 180 centimeters. I'm 170. I think I'm 177. I always had a goal of 178. I don't know why. I think because when I was like year 5, I found out that was Taylor Swift's height, and everyone said she was like really tall, and I was like, yeah, if I'm gonna be tall, I'm gonna be really tall. 1 centimeter to go. So he's like probably like a tiny bit taller than me, which is fine. I don't care if someone's my same height, as long as they're like a little bit, there's someone to hug. You know what I mean? Like, they're not a beanpole teenage boy, which they probably are till like 22, and then they grow a bit more. So yeah, just don't be shorter than me. If my chin hits your head, oh my God. And I was talking to my mom the other day, I was talking to this guy on somewhere, I can't remember, and something about short guys, and he's like, wow, I feel like you've had an ex that was really short and you've just got bad history. And I was like, no, it just icks me out. Like, can you imagine? He's like, oh, it doesn't matter when you're lying down, like on a bed. And I was like, that's when it matters the most. Can you imagine? Just set the scene. You're snuggling with your partner in bed. Sorry. And his feet reach your knees. Like a kid, like that's like, you know what I mean? Like, your feet don't touch, like his feet end where your knees start. Like, kill me now. Okay, so he goes 180 centimeters, and I'm like, oh slay, because a short king with too much confidence is just something else. No, I'm not short. How tall are you? And I'm like, yeah, neither. I'm like 5'8", 5'9". He goes, oh frick, you kind of tall. I'm like, what a lovely reaction. I'm 175. He's like, I got to grow a bit. I'm like, nah, dude, as long as no one is under my chin, I'm chilling, unless you lied, crying face, because people lie. He's like, haha, no, I'm definitely not. I'm like, okay, we'll slay. Yes, okay. This is a juicy part. Okay, well, slay. Also, I'm just gonna, once I found out he was actually tall, I was like, okay, you could be worth like hanging out with, because it was just my biggest fear is rocking up and they're like a dwarf, like they're ready for Snow White, the remake, you know? Okay, fuck, there goes the mic. We were going so well. We were doing so well. I just lost where I was up to. I don't know how much of this I went through and saved when he obviously went to sleep, because yes, I'm a psychotic weirdo. And if I'm like enjoying talking to someone, I want the receipts. I mean, now for the podcast, glad I actually did that, but I'll go back and resave them so it doesn't activate any typing. So I don't know what I didn't save. Okay, wait. No, it's fine. It's fine. I can read this. It's fine. My mom can't expect me to be like a 14-year-old forever. Wait, that's gonna, well, you know what? It creates suspense. Who knows what I'm about to say? Could be very rude. Okay, so he goes, no, I'm definitely not. Like, he's not lying. I'm like, okay, well, slay. Also, I'm just gonna ask, because I hate being around the bush, do you actually want to hang out besides like a 2 a.m. booty call, or are you just looking for a quick fling? I'm not judging you. I'm just curious, because like I'm not, like I said, I've got too much anxiety to go over to some random rando's house once and leave. Like, you know, that's just, no. Also, I get way too attached way too quickly that just would, no. He's like, I'm not really sure, because I was not expecting this reaction, to be honest. He's like, I'm not really sure, because low-key, I'm not going to be here for very long. I'm not really sure, because you're not going to be here for very long. And I'm like, where are you going? He's like, no, like, you won't be here for very long, like, on the island. And I was like, I mean 2 to 3 weeks, which I thought was like a chunky amount of time for like a cute little summer romance. Like, not a fling as in like sleeping together once. I mean a fling as in like, you know, going on a few dates and hanging out and like just doing fun stuff, like a summer fling, just not like sleeping together. You know what I mean? Okay, good. So I'm like, I mean 2 to 3 weeks, but yes, meaning you don't want to meet up. and realize how wonderful and amazing I am and then leave and break your heart. He goes, exactly. And I was like, haha, okay then. I was like, I get it. He goes, yeah. I don't know. I somehow sent a video and he just replied, oof. And I was like, yeah, he was pretty icky. He goes, yuck. And I was like, I get it. And he goes, yeah. And I like chat replied to the, yeah, we've been through this. Remember how we chat reply on Snapchat, Emily and Madeline? And I was like, was it the height difference that scared you off, wasn't it? It was the height difference that scared you off, wasn't it? He's like, I'm not scared off at all. Ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, okay. Because like he kind of was. I'm like, ha ha, that's surprising to be H. He's like, are you against a cheeky fling? Not saying that I'm down yet, but are you opposed to it? Mind you, again, I was assuming it was like giving dates, you know? And I was like, ew, don't say cheeky fling. It sounds like what the gals from Lawn Balls would say. But, and then mind you, we were so replying so fast that I go, but, and then like just nothing because 12:05 a.m. Like there's no, you know, when just people are replying so fast you can't actually get your words out when you talk to me in a conversation. He goes, haha, brother, that's what you said, but you know what I mean. I'm like, brother, I did not use the word quotations cheeky with like dead face. And then I was like, anyways, no, I'm not opposed. He goes, my bad. I'm like, I just don't love hookup culture. Like, I mean, if that's what you're interested in. He's like, nah, but it's the only thing that's going to come out of it because it's the holidays. And I was like, oh, hell no. No. You're exactly like what I thought. No. What I thought. You're exactly what I was like trying to like not. Like, that's just so icky. Like, I hate hookup culture. So, hang on. Can't go from the top. I was like, I just don't love hookup culture. Like, I mean, if that's all you're interested in, but no, it's the only thing that's gonna, he goes, nah, but it's the only thing that's gonna come out of it because you're on holidays. And I was like, oh my God, okay, so he just wants me in my body, like abort mission, yucky yuck. I must have just sat in the chat for a good minute because he just replied to his own chat with ... like kind of emphasizing his point. He's like, let's be for real. And I was kind of like, damn, like I thought we could just like hang out and have fun and like it was gonna be like a cute little, you know, summer romance. And like I do go down to that, like the beach a fair bit, so like, you know. Anyways, I'm like, I'm thinking, because I really was like, I don't know how to reply. He's like, okay, I'm not saying like I'm down, by the way, I'm just seeing what you think first. I'm like, well, I like talking to you and I think you're pretty. Obviously didn't go on the clap ringer from Insta, did I? Brackets, that combo was so rare for me. Yes, it is. I'm so many O's, not looking for anything serious / commitment. I wasn't looking for serious or commitment, but I wasn't like hating the idea of like a long distance situation if we really hit it off, you know? And I was like, but it seems like you're not down to hang out unless you're sleeping together. Okay, bold. It was like, haha, no, like I'd definitely be down to hang out for a day and surf and lay on the beach. And that probably maybe. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'd like prefer to hang out with no expectations and just like whatever happens, you know. When he said laying on the beach, he doesn't mean like what you think he means. He just is like tanning vibes. At least that's what my little brain's told me, and that's what I'm going to interpret it as. But yeah, no expectations, whatever happens, you know. Pretty much in conclusion, I was just trying to find a nice way of asking if you're interested in me or my body. He's like, haha, yeah, see, don't know what he meant. This is not very literate. He was like, def you first. And I was like, I'm going to let first slide. He goes, hee. Ew. Well, I mean, when you got a body like yours, def like your personality though. Honestly, I needed that. Because honestly, that validation meant a lot because I'd been on the pill for about 6 months, and before the pill, my God, I was like Olympian athlete fit and sculpted and like so, I don't know, just toned, tanned, hot, sexy, just all the jazz. Like I just felt so good about myself. And then I went on the pill and it's just girls listening, is whatever. My boobs grew, and I know it's like, oh my God, it's late. No. I just have always prayed for like A cups. I hate big boobs. I'm starting to like appreciate them more. I'm trying to like heal my relationship. Anyway, the summer before, I felt like I was running every day. It was so good. And then this summer, like I said, I went for my run, and honestly, I was still pretty fit. But I was starting to notice a lot of increase in my pelvic floor pain, and I just wasn't able to work out as much anymore. And I thought I just had period cramps 24/7 for the last 4 months. So I just wasn't feeling myself. So I was like, fine, I'll take the body compliments. Okay, I'm going to read this. It's going to sound rogue, and then it's not rogue. Sorry. It's just because my mom's listening, and I know like we talk about things like deeply. I don't know, like I just feel like it feels slightly weird, but I'm gonna just pretend you're not here because I don't want to like ruin content for my other galleys listening. Okay, so I was like, well, I mean, when you got a body like yours, so I replied to that being like, that being ? He goes, sexy as fuck. And I'm like, well, first off, thank you. Secondly, I can't say you'll be thinking that after seeing me quotation surf, like talking marks, surf talking marks, because it's kind of like, yeah. Is this one all blew up in my face? No, it didn't. Okay. Mind you, I'm picturing like wetsuit, ragged, drowned rat looking hair, sand in the eye, like, you know, just surfing. Like, if you're not like, you can just look really ragged and haggled sometimes, you know. He's like, I'll teach you, I'm actually a surf coach. I'm like, okay, deal, but I'm not gonna say I'm good, particularly because I'm scared to progress because I have an actual phobia of sharks. Mind you, this is important later. That's not the message I'm telling you. It's important later to remember that. And I don't live like the coast yet, and I didn't surf heaps last summer, but I'll be for real, I was tired and couldn't be fucked. I genuinely was tired. Oh, that's because that last summer. So the summer I was feeling really good. Technically, I wasn't on any birth control pills yet, so all my own hormones were my own, but my period and my PMDD wasn't even diagnosed. I wasn't diagnosed PMDD, so I just felt mentally drained a lot, but physically I could do a lot more. You know what I mean? Okay. He goes, well, you'll be right. I've never seen one in my life and I surf every day, meaning sharks. I'm like, no, like that makes me feel better, can't lie. But it's just a stupid thing where I'm convinced that like a shark is just, oh my god, wait, this gets so funny. But this is probably why it ended. Spoiler alert. And I'm telling you all these details and I'm telling you all these texts because I feel like I want to show you the receipts. So like, I wasn't in my head. This was like a situation happening, and just see where it goes. No, we see. And you'll just see where it goes. So, like, when I finish telling the story, when I get the fuck on with it. Okay, so he's like, yeah, I surf every day. And I'm like, no, that makes me feel better. Can't lie. But it's just a stupid thing where I'm convinced that a shark is just waiting for me. I'm not that special, I know, but it's just like, I think that I'm an exception. I genuinely do. My OCD is like, no, because all those other people out the back, they're fine. They're not going to be in. But babes, the second your feet can't touch the ground, that sharky is like, she is here. Boys, she's finally here. Get her. You know, it's giving the boys, here's a visual of people that don't surf. It's giving the boys that are waiting outside that pub. They're all in tight little skinny jeans. You can see their ankles. They're all in denim jackets from probably 2017. You walk out, your friend or one of you accidentally makes eye contact with them. They're not really talking to anyone else and they pounce on you. They're like, yep, that's our target. That's how I felt but with a shark. I mean, they could be called sharks too. He's like, nah, you'll be fine. I'll keep you safe. And I'm like, why? Because you're not special. Meaning because I felt like I was special. The sharks were going to want to eat me. And he's like, I'll keep you safe. So I'm like, you're not special. He's like, oh my god, so this is so this gets real. I was like, I'm so funny. This probably was what didn't. This is where I push it too far. But anyway, I'm like, why? Because you're not special. Laughing face. He goes, okay, that was just mean. You want protection or not? Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably when I should have just stepped out. I should have been like, yeah, sounds great. But I thought it'd be funny. I still honestly think it's funny to this day, and I think the right person wouldn't get that offended. Mind you, we'd shown mutual interest with each other. Like, okay, anyway. And I was like, yes, you want protection or not? Yes, thanks. I don't want redhead children, no offense. Meaning like contraceptive, because I didn't want to have redhead kids with him. Yeah, so anyway, he goes, I'm actually a surf coach, so I replied to it. I'm like, well, I admit that does sound way better, telling my folks I'm going for a surf lesson and not just going to hook up with a rando guy over Snapchat who may or may not have the intentions of kidnapping me. Smiley face. And I said, yeah, thanks, I don't want redhead children. He replied to that with, I meant in the surf from sharks. I'm like, yes. No shit, I just felt like it was a too good an opportunity. My apologies. And he goes, not on. I'm like, don't lie, you had a giggle. Then deleted a snap, apparently. Okay, wow. Then apparently... So we didn't talk all the rest that day. Maybe we snapped once or twice the next day. And I was like at the beach with my sister all day. It was like so hot. It was gorgeous. Then we had some family friends come and stay with us. Had little kids. And he must have sent me a snap with, this is such a long episode. Okay. So we had some family friends come over and like absolutely love them to death. They just had some little girlies that were very, 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 very interested in my sister and I. We're having a little afternoon nap and they are barging through the door to be like, let's play. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, let's like, just like have a little break from where's Rose, where is Rose at, what is Rose doing? It's like, okay, well, paparazzi. So I think I was sending videos to Ranga being like, that's what's happening. And he was like, come stay at mine. Mind you, this is like, fantasy sounds so creepy, yucky. This is like not a realistic kind of like situation. It's kind of just like a lol. So I was like, depends. Do you have a big light? Because I just don't do the big lights. I like a lamp. He's like, what big light? I have both. It's not really a lamp though, just like a bedside lamp. And I was like, yeah, that's all that matters. No, I just had a mate that would call like late. It was not a mate, it was a talking sage who we used to FaceTime late, and they would have their big light on and would even fall asleep with it on. And no, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. This dude, oh my god, he's a whole episode, don't you worry. He's a whole episode. Here's a year 10 error. And he's like, yeah, nah, stuff that. He's like, yeah, my lamp's like a good color. I reckon too. It's like a darky orange. I did like some love heart eyes. Packing my bags as we speak. I said, he goes, ha ha. I'm like, nah, it's okay. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. He's like, so you want to stay over? And I was like, oh, that wasn't just talk. You were being for real. He's like, I don't know. Ha ha. And I was like, I mean, I would if I didn't have to explain to my friends, like my parents, because it just, like, yes, I know I talk about my mom on this episode a lot, on this podcast a lot, but like, no, like, you can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go stay at this random house. You know, they've got a really, I've seen snaps, they've got a really nice house. Yeah, I'm just gonna go stay there for the night, okay? You know, like, that's not a comfy conversation. So like we were just joking, but honestly I was like, okay, it doesn't sound like terrible. Yeah, I was like, I don't have to explain to my rent. He goes, yeah, same here. I'd be so down to literally hang out for ages and sleep together, but I don't know if the parents would be keen low key. Don't worry, I'm about to address it. And I was like, define sleep, bro. And he goes, sleep. Like he's like, it's pretty self-explanatory, the act of sleeping. And I was like, good, with like the relieved face. And I was like, I have tried it before. He goes, ha ha ha, silly. Anyways, how far? Do I share that on the podcast? Fuck it, why not? He goes, how far would you go though? And I was like, oh no, fuck that. Ew, 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 ew. Why do men make everything sexual? Like, just go away. I lost a lot of interest at this point. So I just replied, I was on a run. And so I just sent a picture and I was like running to a certain beach. And I was like, I'd run that far, or I'd got 5 more kilometers to go. Like, I wasn't addressing what he just said. He goes, you're funny. And I was like, I know, hours of amusement. That I nearly got kidnapped on my way home. Yeah, then I literally nearly got kidnapped on my way home. So I was on my way home from my run. Mind you, I went to watch the sunset at this like little lookout. So I was running on my way back. Genuinely scariest moment of my life. So running along like this little, it's not a main road. It's like it's not a side street with gravel. It's like tarmac, but it's like not a main road. Anyway. And it's like probably twilight, like it's fine. Mind you, I'm in like, I think a little white singlet, pink shorts, hot tan girl out for a run. You know where I'm going with this. So a few cars are like driving past. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then I see this like van coming like towards me, and like a white van. And I was like, okay, like, no, it's fine. Girl, don't let your anxiety get to you. It's fine. It's literally fine. Then the van like goes past me, so as I start to get closer to the van, and as I start to get like closer to the van, like it starts to like kind of slow down. And I was like, oh, like, no, it's fine, just keep running. And then it goes really freakily slow past me, and I was like, no, it's fine, just keep running. No, it's fine, just keep running. Nothing's happening. No, it's fine. And then the van stopped, and I was like, fuck, no, my time has come. This is why you should not run alone in a dark street at night. It wasn't even dark yet. My time's come. Like, I'm actually about to get kidnapped. Like, this is it. And it was like a rusty looking white van. And I was like, holy shit, my time's come. I've never run so fast in my whole entire life. It was actually like the Hunger Games. Like, I ran into the nearest street possible and I hid like behind a tree at someone's house. Like, I was petrified. And I literally just pretended to be on the phone to someone as I ran. I was like, yeah, you know, cool. Yeah, how we bring the dogs? Yes, like, terrified. I think I had my phone either starred on my mum or my dad or 000 or something like ready to go. Like, I was not taking any risks. Anyway, ran to this little tree or like a lamppost, something. I was like hiding. It still wasn't dark. Like, the sun was like, it was gone, but like the sky was still like some kind of light. Like, it was like the end of a sunset, you know? And I was like, okay, like, I think they're not coming back. Like, I think it's fine. and then a car drives past the road I was like hiding in, and it was a van, and I was like, oh my god, I'm dead. I literally, again, have never run that fast. Turns out I don't think it was actually that van. I think it was just another one, but I was on such high alert. And then I got back from my run, and I obviously snapped Ranga about it, and tree surfing then, and one of my friends. Like, it was like a big story. I think I even put it on TikTok. Then he was like, yeah, bro, you were probably going to get kidnapped. I'm like, yeah, I was actually. The things I would do for a good sunset, hey. And then he sent me a photo and it was like the sunset from his house was insane. Like, he's got an amazing view by the beach. I can just give you the address, guys. Go give him shit. No. I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. And I was like, should have taken you up on your offer and saved all that trouble. He's like, you should have, literally could have watched it from my bed. And I was like, actual. And he was like, you can see the view from your bed. He's like, haha, yeah, for real. And then he, like, when I said actual, replied to, like, get the photo I sent was actually from my bed. And I was like, yes, but what would, okay, here we go, guys. This is where it all blew up in my face. Yes, but what would your rentals, like parents, actually say purely out of curiosity? And he goes, I actually have no clue. And I'm like, I mean, my parents love me, but I'm curious. Parents love me, but I'm curious what they would say to a 17-year-old girl coming over to watch sunset from their son's bed because she is staying with little kids that won't give her space. I love these little kids. I'm not having any hate towards those girls. I love them to bits. It was just like, you just need your own space. And I was craving my own space. And I couldn't get away to my own space because I also had to share a room with my sister because the other guest was staying in her normal bedroom at the house. So, and my parents were in the room next door. And then there were little kids on the house next door, like actual next door, the neighbors. And it was kind of like a screaming seesaw. Like, the kids in my house started having a little tantrum, and then they calmed down, and then the ones next door started having a tantrum. I was on no sleep. I was so crappy that week. Anyway, then he goes, you know I'm 17 too, right? And I was like, what? No, I thought you were 14. I'm joking. He goes, damn, you freak. I'm like, oh, not sure I'm interested anymore. Yeah, no shit, I knew that. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna actually get accused of being a pedophilia. He goes, okay. And I'm like, wait, have you got sibs? He goes, yep, 2 younger brothers. I was like, oh, nice. Do you like them? We're having a great chat. He's like, do you like your siblings? I'm like, bit orcs to answer that one, seeing as she's lying next to me because she was literally in bed. And I was like, not. Was I sending videos? I can't remember, but I wasn't going to be like, yeah, she's a bitch. I love my sister to death. Don't get me wrong. Literally one of my best friends in the whole entire world. Shout out to her. Here we go. Okay, ready? Breath. Okay. And I was like, but I was just wondering in terms of if you had older ones and how they reacted to having people over, meaning like how their parents reacted to having his older siblings, girlfriends, boyfriends over. He's like, but I was like, delete. So then I was like, but nah, my folks wouldn't care if I hung out with a boy, but having one over, considering these walls are thin as fuck and their room is right next door, I can't quite imagine how they would react. Okay. Bit of context here. What I meant by that is that, like, it's like an old holiday house, like paper thin walls. Like, you can hear a conversation from 3 rooms away. I did not mean anything sus by noise. All I meant was, like, I just feel like it's uncomfortable if you're hanging out with someone for the first time and people can hear every single word that you're saying. Your family, not even like people in a cafe. Like, please tell me you understand what I mean. Because this kid did not, hence why he's on the podcast. And then he's like, why does it matter how thin the walls are if we're just hanging out? Don't you dare tell me. Dude, I didn't save the chat. What is wrong with me? Okay, so basically from there, this is where it all blew up, but I needed to save it, but I didn't save it. He said, why would the matter if the walls are thin? I was like, just talking and hanging out. Like, I don't feel like that's comfortable for people to overhear. And he was like, I'm sure. And I was like, I feel like I'd rather be, but I still wanted to hang out with him. So I was like trying to redirect it into the fact that, like, I'd rather go for a surf. And risk being eaten by a shark. Now, I said before, sharks are my biggest fear. So what I'm saying is that I'd prefer to go having a surf with him, have fun at the beach, than have him come to my bedroom. You know? I didn't mean that I'd rather be eaten by a shark than have him hang out with me. You know, and I think that's potentially how he interpreted it. Because then the next day, pretty sure, oh my god, that's right, there were fires, like bushfires near my house, like back home at the time. So I was like stressed. And then we went to our friend's house, like, at the beach for the day, and he hadn't replied, and I was like, "Okay, that's interesting." What else happened? Yeah, and then I think I got home and, like, it just wasn't there wasn't, like, a lot of oh, yeah, and then I think I gave it a day. I noticed he was, like, at the beach all day, like, surfing because I could see his little location, and oh my god, this is so funny. What the hell? Sorry, my screenshots from around this time. You'll hear about them in the next episode. Holy fucking moly, it's good. It's a good giggle. Okay. I might split this into 2 episodes. I don't know. It's an hour long. Okay. So then, obviously, I think a few days. So, okay, this was on the. Let me check. This was on the. Okay, so this all happened on like the Friday where he like wasn't replying the files like at my house, and I think he said something about like Sunday or Monday. Honestly, I was on holidays. I had no real like time awareness. Like I wasn't aware of what day it was. But I think he said in like 2 days, like we could probably like hang out. Like you didn't have work. This was like a few days before I said I'd rather be eaten by a shark. Misinterpreted, I'm gonna assume. So yeah, it was kind of like very, very, very dry for a few days. And I was like, okay, like that, bye-bye. Great, cool. The second I got a little bit interested, you bought it. Yeah, you bought it. That's okay. No, that's fine. So I sent him a message being like, hey, like, are you free? I must have been like, wait, no, okay, that was something on the Wednesday. And then the Friday, I was like, hey, like, do you want to hang out? So it was like a day or 2 away. Then he said, I don't know what he said, but it was something just like, I'm not sure if I can, like, I might be busy, or yeah, but there wasn't any excitement behind it. Like, it wasn't giving chatty vibes, like cute, you know, like vibes, flirty. Then the other day, like, it was very dry. And I was like, okay, like, dude's not interested anymore. That's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah, he still saved us to have him chat. So I was like, okay, like, he's a little bit still there. That's the Thursday. So Wednesday, I was like, hey, do you want to go out? After he said the stop and chat, Thursday, I clearly asked, I can't remember, probably like 2 days away. So maybe the Sunday, do you want to hang out? You know what? That's a bit of a juicy message there. So I'm going to leave that for next week. And guys, sprint, do not run to the next episode. I'm going to have it up probably like when you're listening to this, because I'm going to batch record because I'm going back down to the beach. Should I rock up to Mr. Ranga's house? Vote in the poll. No, I'm joking. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I had my vlogging account? Can you imagine? No. No, you don't. It just told me make sure you have stable internet connection. If this doesn't save, if this 1 hour and 6 minutes does not save, I'm going to actually crash the fuck out. Okay, I hit stop and I think it should have saved. I think it did. Okay, thank God. Can you imagine if I rocked up to his house, either with my big fuck off iPhone, like it's just a very big iPhone that I have now, or my little vlogging camera, and I'm like, sorry guys, this is where the clapped Ranga from Insta lives. Hey doll, there's a lot of people that want to meet you. It'd be so fucking funny. Oh my God. Or a tripod. And I was just like, what the fuck would you do if someone did that? And you're like, hi, oh my God. Yeah, no, you're so. I don't want to talk. I'm just letting you know you got a lot of fans. So guys, this is him. This is where he lives. Yeah. Okay, lol. And then go listen to the episode, because genuinely, the literal devil comes back. He comes back from the dead. Like, he was dead. He was dead, he was gone, and he came back. Like, trust me. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. So go listen. But before you do that, let's quickly hype up your heartbreak, because it's kind of perfect timing for today. I'm not gonna like hype up your heartbreak, because I wasn't heartbroken by this fade out of this little. I'm gonna actually see. Was it a situationship? Was it a talking stage? Was it just 2 teenagers chatting? I don't really know. I never really probably will know. Unless we get the vlogging camera out. You know what? Just, hey, we're filming a doco. Hey, isn't that just brilliant? I potentially just lost all my recordings. So you will be finding out whether or not that actually makes it onto the episode. Oh my God, fuck my eyes. Okay, so we're not making a heartbreak, but it's like, yeah, I don't know what Mr. Clappering and I were. Like, there was definitely attraction, you can't lie. You know what? There'll be more you'll probably find out in the next episode. But I just want you to let you know that, like, it's never anything that you've done for the reason that they've pulled away. Like, 100% that's what I felt like with Ranga. But like I said, next episode, you'll probably find out, well, my hypothesis on what happened. But it sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush, be like, oh no, like, they didn't matter. Like, they didn't necessarily matter, but the situation itself, like, I know what you're feeling right now, and it's shitty as hell. Like, you literally think that this is a story you're going to be telling people like, oh my God, how did you meet? Because like, why wouldn't it be? You know, like when it's going to happen, like people that are in relationships, they have to have some sort of stage where they're like, I like this person. The other person's like, I like this person too. And they could be something that doesn't always fizzle. Otherwise people wouldn't literally be married and etc. Like, so it feels shitty. It feels shitty when it ends and you're like, ow, okay. But be a cunty little diva. And if you can, leave them undelivered, block them first, remove them first, open their snap first, and don't say anything back like I would miss a check, please. Oh my God, it was so empowering. But yeah, I won't lie, I was listening to Olivia Rodrigo's new album on the way home today, guys. Go listen. And it's all about like, you know, the butterflies and the fun of relationships, and then they like disappear and your little dopamine goes and you're like, oh, I'm depressed. And it does just feel icky. It feels shitty. And honestly, this is why I'm creating my podcast, because I know that there is going to be so many more times that I feel icky and shitty about situations. And not this year. We have a no boys allowed policy. For the second half of the year, let's just say that. I always say that, my little OCD magical thing is like, yeah, okay, you're gonna say you don't want anyone, and then they're just gonna appear. They're gonna just appear because people are like, when you least expect it. I used to kind of want that. I was like, wait, when I just say I don't, and then they'll appear. Now I'm like, genuinely, I cannot handle the stress of like, yeah, it might work out eventually, but it kind of just gets very like disheartening, doesn't it? Because you just keep trying. And like I said, I've got all these stories, and obviously never had a boyfriend. Actually, someone did ask me to be their girlfriend over Snapchat. They were called Jack, and they had no profile picture, like no Bitmoji. And just for the piss, I was like, yeah, sure. Come big confession, just so I felt like I could say I had a boyfriend once. It was taking the piss. I don't even know what the creature looked like. I was just like, that's a lol. But even just being asked that question of, do you want to be my girlfriend? I was like, oh, no, thank you. Like, that's kind of icky. Like, ugh. So, yeah. Anyway, where am I going with this? Yeah, I know that I'll be feeling shitty again sometime in my future, and I always wanted to listen to a podcast like what I'm recording for you right now when I felt shitty, and I could just never find one that comforted me like I needed it and told stories that just felt so relatable. And this is gonna sound it's not self-obsessed. I'd say it's taking self-love to a whole new level. But well, actually, also sometimes when I've got nothing downloaded on my phone and we cut out Wi-Fi on the bus, I will listen to my own podcast, because sometimes it's actually just comforting and I've forgotten what I've said and I kind of pretend it's not me talking, and it's low-key comforting. I'm like, oh my God, relatable. I went through that too. No, not exactly, but it's company. Like, I feel like I'm talking to you, and sorry, I know, I feel like I said at the start, it's like, I hate when people talk about other people in the podcast and then I keep talking about other people. It's only Mom and Emily, but I feel like they're just kind of like my producers in the bed in the bedroom. Ew, yucky, that sounded so creepy. In the room, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know those recording studios where the producer chimes in? Like, you know, we mean well with like Louisa and George. Fun fact, guys, I listened to that back in 2021 before they were famous. Yep. Anyway, where am I going with this? Oh, and they have like their producers and stuff like chime in. So that's just what Mum and Emily are. It's just you and me, babe. It's just you and me. And if you're not feeling yucky about a little situationship leaving, and you're just like, oh, who the hell deals with that problem? Just save this for the next time. Send it to a friend that's literally going through this, because it's just shit. And you feel bad that it feels shitty because you're like, nothing actually was serious. Like, it was nothing official. We didn't even held hands. Like, you know, like, we didn't even meet up in person, me and this manga. Like, it's uncomfortable because, I don't know, when you're an optimistic little pudding, ew, that doesn't, I don't want to call myself a pudding. I self-love, but pudding, no. When you're an optimistic little piece of fairy floss, you do think the best in situations, and you're like, okay, maybe this time, and then it's not that time, and you're like, oh, okay, no, that's fine. No, I'm fine. And then people like, it's the worst when you've also especially just told someone. And oh my God, I've got a good story, another one coming for you soon. Actually, I'll give you a sneak peek. You've already heard about this character before. Oh my God, it just told me I'm trying to reconnect. Okay, I don't know if this is a recording. If it's not, you can't hear me. But if it is, I love you so much. Have the best week. Babes, just call him the clapped ... whatever he was. Like, he probably wasn't that hot. Sorry, I forgot to say. So I got back from the beach. Sorry, I don't even know if this was recording, but I got back from the beach after Tech Place snapped me. Opened his snap. Rose-colored glasses were gone. Rose-colored glasses were fully gone, and I literally looked at him and I was like, sorry, what did I ever see? And it was such a satisfying moment, because I suddenly didn't see him as this great mystical magical creature that like was on this pedestal. It's kind of like, you are just a boy that wears tech face. So trust me, those moments will come. They will come. And I've got nothing against the clap ringer. Look, you'll hear about it next episode. I love you. Go listen to the next one. No, seriously, do. Genuinely, it's good. Okay. Love you. Bye.